So hi Sam, how are you?
Good, yourself?
Doing well, thanks. So I watched Christmas Bloody Christmas the other day and I loved it, but it was like I didn't expect it. Like
No,
it
I
was
don't think anyone knows exactly what to expect going in. It's sort of this film sort of sets itself up for one thing and then kind of knocks you over the head with what's to come.
for sure, for sure. Um, so what drew you to be a part of a Christmas horror movie?
It was a script, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't matter what genre or time of year the film is set. A good script is a good script, and when it came my way, I started reading it, and the dialogue and the banter was so obscure and so particular, as opposed to so many films. I thought this doesn't read at all like a horror movie, particularly the first half, and then obviously it descends into the usual sort of chaos. So really, it was the writing. That's what got me. And by I think 10 pages in, I remember going, great. Like I'm so perfect for this role. I want to be Robbie, and then thankfully it all worked out.
That's awesome. I spoke with Joe and Riley a little bit ago about why they think horror movies set during the holidays, it just kind of like works so well. So I want to know your opinion on that too. Like, why are holidays like the perfect backdrop for horror?
I think we're just swamped with fun-filled Christmas cheer, and I think it doesn't matter whether you go into a grocery store, you go into a hardware store, you go into a strip mall, everyone's playing Christmas songs, and it's all happy and festive and da. I think, why not throw a spanner in the works and put something dark and weird and twisted in the usual horror Christmas sort of spirit, if you will. And so I think it's great to be able to go to the cinema during this time and be able to see a fun-filled horror film instead of the usual fare.
Nice. So in making the movie, what was it like working with Riley and Joe and then an actual robot to create all of this?
Look, it was actually incredible. I mean, Joe as the director is so incredibly passionate and driven and has such a very clear vision on what he wants. And so from pre-production, we were sent Spotify playlists of the type of music that he wanted to embody the world. He sent us pictures and references and films. And so stepping into the production, we already sort of knew the tone and the vibe, which was incredible. And then Riley is just, I mean, she's so fantastic in the film, such a gem to work with. I mean, we've both worked with actors that you don't get along with amazingly well. And the fact that we hit it off from day one, really, you can see on screen. I mean, our chemistry, I think, is great. And as far as Santa is concerned, it's sort of split between a robot and an actor called Abe Ben-Ruby. And Abe was honestly as terrifying as he is at 6'6", he's really just a big teddy bear. So between takes, he was always making sure you're okay and that everything was running smoothly, and that was nice. But the robotic Santa, I can tell you right now, is one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
It was very scary on screen too. So ahead of this article, I'm going to put a spoiler warning just because I want to talk about your character's death.
Sure.
What was your reaction to Robbie's death?
How'd I react to it? It was initially quite a shock because I think when I was reading it, I thought, oh, he's gonna make it right to the end, sort of thing, and they're gonna take down Santa together. But I quite liked in a way that it comes as such a shock to the audience because my character is set up very much to be the sort of wingman to Tori, and death so brutal as well is something that you don't often see a main character killed, I think, bang on halfway during the film. But I really liked it because then what happens is Riley is given that vehicle and her character really gets to carry the rest of the film, and it makes it, I mean, it's heartbreaking. I mean, she's lost her best pal, her lover, her friend, everything, and it's really just her versus Santa. And I think I actually quite enjoyed how I was taken out of the equation.
Oh, that's good. That's odd to say that you enjoyed that, but
Well, I mean, look, I think, you know, it's my job to serve the story, and I can selfishly say that I want more screen time, but I mean, Joe had written. There is so much dialogue in the first half of the film, and I'm in just about every single scene in the first half of the film, and so that's more than enough for any actor, I think. And I don't want to be so arrogant to say no. I need to laugh till the end, and you know, yeah. As long as it serves the story, and which it does, then I'm happy to play the part.
that's good. What was it like filming your death scene?
It was hard. We shot it at about 4 a.m. one night. I mean, this whole shoot was night shoots, but that was a particularly hard night. It was very cold that night. I was obviously, as you see in the movie, I'm sort of dragged through over the hood of the car on the cold dirt, and what it's interesting, and this is the same goes for any picture I've done, is that what you film and what makes the screen is often very different. I mean, we shot that for hours on end, and my death was long takes of harrowing screaming and gargling blood and doing all that. And Josh, our editor, really wanted to make it a sort of fast-paced movie. So instead of holding long shots, he chose to make it quite quick and, you know, cut to Riley, cut to Santa, and I actually quite enjoyed it. So, but to answer your question, that was I think for me probably the hardest day of shooting, just for the simple fact of you're just time and time again getting thrown over a car and screaming in the dirt.
Well, it was definitely worth it for screen.
Good.
What is something that you're most excited for viewers to see when they watch this movie?
I think just the surprises that are to come. I think viewers, are expecting a horror movie that from the get-go is just gonna grab them and there's just gonna be pure carnage. But I think what I'm excited for viewers to see is the sort of human element to it, particularly with me and Riley, and that sort of dynamic between us, because I think with any film involving death and carnage and destruction, caring about characters should be the number one priority. Otherwise, it's just a body count. So that's what I think viewers are going to be most surprised about is the playfulness of this film, and even as it descends into chaos, there's a sort of a heightened element to it that I think makes the film really fun to watch.
I agree. Excuse me. So what's up next for you? What are you working on right now?
I've just wrapped production on a Disney Plus series, which is Australia's first Disney Plus original. It's called Last Days of the Space Age. I can't say too much about it, but it's set in the late 1970s in Perth in Western Australia, and follows a family there and their trials and tribulations, and sort of highlights an interesting part of Australia that not a lot of the world know of. And I can't say too much, but I play the CEO of an energy company who has some ill intentions, let's just say that.
Very cool. So we can look forward to that in the future.
Yes.
And if people want to stay up to date with you, your work, where can we follow you?
My Instagram handle is Delicious. So you can follow me on Instagram. I have a Twitter, Google, IMDb, the usual sort of fare. That's where everything's updated. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you want to add about Christmas, Bloody Christmas?
Look, I just think if viewers get an opportunity to see it in a cinema, I think it was shot on 16mm film, which is so rare these days.
Wow.
And it has such a beautiful old school grainy texture that I think is really truly highlighted when you see it blown up on a big screen. So I think, yeah, if viewers do have an opportunity to see it in cinema, go buy a ticket, go see it, bring your family, bring your friends, and and yeah, sort of enjoy the throwback feel to it, which, you know, as great as watching something at home is, nothing can really compete with something on the big screen.
That is so true. All right, cool. Thank you so much for chatting with me. Again, I love the movie and I can't wait for your new Disney Plus show.
Not a problem. Thanks so much for having me.
All right.